Back at the Eclipse moon base, Dang was growing increasingly frustrated. He had watched Fanging rise again and again, each time after dying, defying every expectation. Dang couldn't help but notice something strange. Fanging wasn't consuming any mana when he regenerated. This left him wondering, what is the source of this man's power? But he decided to set those thoughts aside. With a deep growl of determination, Dang charged toward Fanging, thinking to himself, there must be a limit to his immortality. No one can keep coming back forever. Resolute in his decision, he gritted his teeth. If I have to blow him to pieces to find that limit, so be it. Dang attacked relentlessly, searching for an opening in Fangang's defense. He shouted mid-assault, his voice filled with both fury and desperation. Let's see how many more times you can get back up. Just as Dang's powerful kick was about to connect, Fanging shocked him by catching it mid-air. The force behind the kick was enormous, yet Fanging managed to stop it, leaving Dang momentarily stunned. However, as Fanging held his leg, he glanced downward, only to realize too late that the real Dang was already in motion below him. With explosive speed, Dang launched himself upward and drove his fist into Fangang's stomach, delivering a devastating blow that pierced through his torso. Fangang's body was flung backward, tumbling across the ground. Dang wasted no time. Drawing his weapon, he pointed it at Fangang's skull. Let's see you come back from this, he muttered coldly before pulling the trigger. The gunshot echoed in the room, and Fangang's lifeless body collapsed onto the floor, unmoving. Breathing heavily, Dang stood over him, his eyes filled with suspicion and hope. Was it over? He stared at the still figure for what felt like an eternity, his chest heaving. But then, his worst nightmare unfolded. Fangang's body began to glow, and flames erupted from his form. The fire consumed his wounds, healing them before Dang's horrified eyes. Slowly, Fanging rose once more, his body engulfed in fiery brilliance. Dang felt a chill of despair creeping in, his earlier confidence crumbling. Can this man truly die? But he shook off the creeping hopelessness and steadied himself. If Fanging couldn't be killed, there had to be another way. He thought of all his failed attempts to drain Fangang's mana, remembering how it always replenished after each resurrection. There was no denying it now. Fangang's immortality couldn't be undone by conventional means. Dang clenched his fists. I'll have to seal him. That's the only way. With newfound resolve, Dang acted quickly, binding Fanging tightly with a thick, enchanted rope. You're coming with me, he growled. I'll drag you back to Blizzard City and figure out how to deal with you there. As Dang prepared to move, his guard slipped for just a moment. That moment was all Fanging needed. A dark laugh escaped Fangang's lips, sending chills down Dang's spine. Thank you, Fanging said, his voice filled with mocking glee, for giving me the perfect opportunity to take you out. Before Dang could react, a deafening explosion erupted from Fangang's body. As the smoke cleared, Dang noticed something horrifying. His clothes were soaked with blood. But it wasn't just ordinary blood. Fangang's blood clung to Dang's skin, and almost immediately, flames ignited across his body. The searing pain was unbearable, and the room filled with Dang's agonized screams. Fanging stood tall amidst the chaos, grinning as he watched his foe writhe in agony. Do you feel it, Dang? Fanging said, his voice dripping with malice. Not everyone can withstand the power of the Phoenix. But now, it's your turn to die. Fanging lunged toward the burning Dang, moving with deadly speed. Dang, still engulfed in flames, struggled to stay conscious. His vision swam, and for the first time, doubt crept into his mind. Is this how it ends? Will I die here? Before he could gather his thoughts, Fangang's knee collided with his chest, launching him into a wall with tremendous force. The impact shattered the wall, sending debris crumbling around him. Dang groaned, his body battered and broken, but his spirit remained unyielding. Slowly, he forced himself to move. I can't die here, he thought. Everyone is counting on me to take down the leader of the Eclipse group. I have to. But Fanging was relentless. He closed the distance between them, his eyes glinting with the promise of finality. Standing over the struggling Dang, he smirked. "It's time to end this," he said coldly. Dang had no strength left to stand, but his mind raced. Should he use it? The forbidden power he had kept hidden, the one that could destroy everything, including himself? As Fanging reached down to deliver the final blow, a sudden surge of energy erupted from Dang. The ground trembled, and an explosion of unimaginable magnitude engulfed the room. The shockwave obliterated everything in its vicinity, reducing the once formidable battlefield to rubble. Fanging staggered back, his expression one of utter disbelief. What? What just happened? Amid the devastation, the fate of the two warriors remained uncertain.